What is going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear us? Can y'all hear us speak right now? No, there's no sound coming from me. Yes. All right. D Harv, man, I think we need to do a remix, man, because we didn't hear nothing, man. All we heard is like you were doing sign language and stuff through the screen. We didn't hear you speak. Yeah, we still can't hear you. We can't hear anything, man. It's all damn. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring our first co-host to the stage, Mr. Bryan Welch. What's going on, brother?
Hey, nothing much, my friend. Happy Thursday. Hey, great week of sports to talk about for today's show.
It's a lot to talk about, and then we're gonna bring in our other host, Coach Billy, the Kid. How you doing,
Yo,
Coach?
yo, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, man, up there representing a little throwback Thursday right there, baby.
Oh, that's them
Remember that?
Pirates,
Remember
man. That's
that?
back in the day, yes,
Come
sir.
on, homie.
Oh man,
What
that's when
up,
we
bro?
first started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's
Man,
everybody?
we're doing
Doing very
well. We're
good.
doing
Very
well.
good,
All
Coach.
right, all right.
We're hoping D Harv is we're trying to get he's back to his normal setup, y'all. All of
I
our
see
viewers
that.
tonight, you know,
Yeah.
we trying to get him back set up, but we can't hear him. It's like he's talking into this to the screen there. So let's get started. He'll catch up, but let's get started on the first segment. Bryan Welch with our updates.
Fresno State men's basketball falls in the first round of the Mountain West Conference Tournament in Las Vegas to Nevada, which is the worst season in men's basketball history comes to a close yesterday. Now it's a time to rebuild and also be able to get yourself ready for the 2025-26 season. Fresno State had its pro day earlier today at Valley Turn Stadium in the wet, as a lot of great former Bulldogs, seniors that are trying to get themselves onto an NFL team. 24 NFL teams were in attendance this afternoon at Valley Children's Stadium. So very interesting to
Nice.
see, especially the Lions, the Vikings, the Saints, the
Wow.
Jets were there. I saw a guy from the Raiders. So everyone's looking
Hey.
at Fresno State town. I know Coach Billy Bow's excited about that. But hey, it's just the Bucks are taking on the Lakers right now in Milwaukee. LeBron James is down after that injury in Boston. The Lakers trying to find a way to pull out of this interesting setup. 6 games in 8 days, 6 games in a matter of days. This is going to be very interesting to see what the Lakers can do. And of course, I know that it's been raining on the West Coast. I don't know if it's raining on the East Coast where D Harv is at right now, but yeah, just that's all we've been talking about. We can't hear D Harv. Uh-oh.
We can't hear you, D Harv. Oh, there he is. Here he is. He having some problems. I will say this. I would like to retract back to the LeBron and the Lakers. We all talk about his age, all right, but that dude is a beast when he comes to training. That's why he's still playing. Nobody talked about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was like 96 years old before he retired.
Man.
But I'm just saying, man, we got to give credit to LeBron, all the things that he's bringing to the NBA and staying in the game. And, of course, he's going to get hurt here and there, but it's a long season, long season.
And especially you look at how this team has been playing, especially you look at how the Lakers have not been able to finish games, especially against the Nets, a team that's not the best in the NBA. And JJ Redick was talking about that in his post-game press conference, saying, hey, we got to rally. And we were making dumb decisions with the ball. And especially if I've been talking about this all week, who can be able to step up with Luka, mind you. Luka's still healthy, knock on some wood. If Luka, who can step up with Luka, especially Dalton Connect? I know D Harv shaking his head right now, but there's people you have to step up. You have to play as a team. As soon as LeBron gets back, this team will be good. Especially the reason why they got Luka is to get to the finals. And if you don't have LeBron, it might be a treacherous way to the finals. But you have to be able to have LeBron to be healthy, make that deep run into the finals, which I believe that will be a 7-game final. It feels like it, but that's why we play the game, my friend.
My thing is, and I know Billy probably want to say, I'm sorry, Coach,
Oh
did I
no, you're
interrupt you?
good. You're good.
I,
No,
I,
you're
I
fine.
was I was gonna say that Lakers. I'm gonna say we again, like I play for the Lakers, but I'm a big
It's all
Lakers
good.
fan. But we always, every year, we trade for that playoff run, and then someone gets hurt. It was AD the last 2 years, right? With his injury trend, and now you see what he's doing over there in Dallas. I mean, the cat can't stay healthy. But now, what I'm saying is, with Luka, you got to think about the other opposing teams. Who will be able to stick this gentleman playing like he is? He's on fire. When even if LeBron is injured, I mean, we still have a bench. Lakers still have a bench. I mean, we still have guys coming off, and defensively, I think one of the best and youngest teams. Right now. See, there we go. Coach Billy with his Lakers hat. He's bringing it out. All right, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, when LeBron do come back, that is, oh man, it's going to be vicious because for one, teams already have problems with LeBron when he comes into the paint. Right? He's a forward. He's a small forward. He can play at the point. He can bring the ball up. But now you got Luka that can shoot, that can post. You know what I mean? Defense, but he is needed when we do have big mans, right? That big man opponent, he's needed, right? He's a big body. He's very
Right.
physical at times, so that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Right. You touched on that too, but also what you didn't mention that both of them can do is pass.
There it is.
These guys can pass. The longevity of LeBron, like you said, with his work ethic, his off season, in season, everything going on. Yes, will have injuries from time to time, but to last this long is a testament to what he has put his body through over the years. What he
Mm-hmm.
has, his effort in his workouts. Saying when Kobe was doing his thing, Kobe would be working out 3, 4 in the morning while guys are just getting in from the club. He's already up
Right.
at the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
AI had said that. Was a
Right.
testimony to that. And then with the addition of Luka, I mean, you got two guys, like you said, two big bodies that can play the 1, 2, or 3, maybe
Woo.
even a 4 if needed.
I'm
If
telling you.
needed, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it should be a win-win. But what was mentioned at the beginning of the segment, who's going to step up to complement them? Who's going to step up? You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
the thing. Like our guy John Davis, one of
Yeah.
Lincoln High School legends, on there saying D. Wright talking basketball. He forgets that we shut him down back in when we were in like sixth grade, sixth, seventh grade. We shut you down, John Davis. You forgot. I was playing power forward. Thomas
Uh-oh.
Mucci was playing point guard. We shut you down. You forgot about that, huh? But nah. Yeah, I'm talking a little basketball, but John Davis is one of the legendary basketball Lincoln High School Hornets. He's on tuning in, but one of the best basketball players I've seen in my he's laughing at us. One of the best basketball point guards in San Diego that I've seen. I mean, phenomenal. And I got to see him even in college at Fresno State. They played Fresno State one year when he was in college and balled out against Fresno State. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Welch, and you, Billy. Um, let's talk about the front office of the Lakers, and we can talk about anybody else. I
Right.
really think that the offseason, now after this year, it's probably going to be a blockbuster. I don't know why I'm feeling like this, but I feel like the Lakers are going to bring a couple more key players, into the club. I don't know how you feeling. D. Harv can't even speak right now. That's funny.
Well, you look at it right now, who can they get?
Right.
Who would be interested in going to a Lakers that the timetable for LeBron for retirement
One more year, I think.
exactly is ticking. And if you want to be able to play LeBron ball, so to speak, have LeBron call the shots, who can be able to listen to LeBron, especially if you get like somebody like a veteran in there that has been able to play but does not want to listen. Who's going to step up? Who are the Lakers going to pull out of the hat? That's my thing, especially Luka. Luka's young. Luka is a young player, and he understands.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the experience,
Yeah.
but he's still young.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, who they going to get? There's nobody that screams to me that would say, I want to go to Los Angeles and I want to play LeBron ball.
Right.
Nobody wants to play LeBron ball. Sorry.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, there were a lot of people that wanted to play Jordan ball, wanted to play Michael Johnson ball or whoever, Magic Johnson ball or,
Right.
whoever that may be. Remember the big three, Celtics. We didn't think that was going to happen. There was no way in my mind that I thought that was going to happen with Kevin Garnett. Like, what? You know what I mean? Yeah, I thought he was going to retire at Timberwolf. Them dudes, they all got traded to the Celtics, and they were dominating, man. I mean, Ray Allen busting threes from the corners, perimeter. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, yeah, man, those were good times. So, again, like you said, I don't know, man. I don't know about the Laker ball, but I know we're going to move on a little bit because, Milwaukee. What about Milwaukee? I know they've been kind of quiet lately. John Davis, what's up, man? You on here? You are number one commenter today until we get deep in the show. What's up with Milwaukee right now? What do you think? You think they can turn it around a little bit more?
Well, they snapped a 3-game losing streak tonight.
Yeah, they did.
The Lakers, 126-106 in Milwaukee. Giannis, he's hot and cold. He looks good some nights, and other nights does not look good. The Bucks can make a run, but for me, I like the Thunder look pretty good in the West. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying they're young, they're fun to watch, and D. Harvey agreeing with me on that.
SGA, I like man.
Yeah. I'm just not I'm sorry, I'm not a Thunder fan. I've never been a Thunder fan. I just can't. Just something about their organization. I just can't do it. I mean, it's worse enough of seeing Golden State, right? Golden State, seeing them ball out and winning all those championships. It's so hard as a Laker fan. I cringe when I think of Golden State. But again, they got Stephen Curry, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that boy, I don't care where he go. He can go to the Wizards. It don't matter. That boy bad, so yeah. All right. So that's enough basketball right now because John Davis still ain't saying nothing. I want him to get on and hold on. Welch got something.
Hey, how about this? I was just thinking about this. I have two things.
Okay.
Zach Edey. Just saying, guy from Purdue, guy who's playing for Memphis.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time he has left on his contract. Have another big guy in Los Angeles. Just saying.
Man, that's a wild possibility. Thinking about it, that's a wild. But then again, look, I really feel like LeBron, if he does stay after this year, he's going to be a spot guy. He's just going to be a guy with leadership, come off the bench. When it's time, to crunch time or things like that. I don't think he's going to last after next year. I think he wants to watch his son and his family. The guy, he's up there too, 40s. I watched him. We all came up around the same time. And, sometimes you get tired as a daddy. I don't care if you have many fans or sometimes you just want to be a family man and watch your kids grow. But need to say he's rich. How much more money can you get paid, LeBron? Come on, man. You're a billionaire? Just barely made the billionaire list.
Man.
So first ever while playing like that, Jordan didn't become a billionaire until he was done. So think about it. Is he the greatest? Is LeBron the greatest? Is Jordan the greatest? Jordan is definitely the GOAT.
I agree with that.
Period.
He's the GOAT, period. I think there has to be classes. I don't know why John gonna say something now because he's on here because I'm talking about Jordan, but I think there's classes. I think there's certain classes. I think Jordan, growing up, we idolized him as a player. He was the first to do a lot of things, but he wasn't the first to do a lot of things. He just did it more swaggier, more classier. You know what I'm saying? He had that back.
Different level, right?
There it is. He took it to a different level. But LeBron solidified everything that Jordan did.
Mm-hmm.
So You know, he may not have jumped from the 3-point line and did all that, but nowadays that was kind of like, you know, everybody's seen it, right? So these type of things, dunking on people at 40 years old, you know, 39 years old, you know what I mean, crossing people over, step back, crossover, you know what I'm saying? Like those things are, I mean, at 40, come on, man. Who doing that and still taking off? Who doing that?
Not many people.
Nobody.
Right.
They
Go
getting
ahead
their
and call
key
it King
sweat on,
Sweat.
Brian. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think we can move on to the next segment because I know we're waiting on Coach Dunn. Hopefully he's traveling, y'all. So hopefully he gets on, you know, shortly. But let's move on to the NFL Combine before we get to some college. Let's move on to that. Do we have any updates on the NFL Combine, or what do y'all think? Who's the top quarterbacks? Matter of fact, that's where we're getting right now at one of our avenues. Somebody just asked who's better out of Shador and Cam Ward.
I'm
I
not even
just
gonna
got
touch
that.
that. I'm not even gonna touch that. I'll let y'all handle that.
I'll go for it.
Go ahead.
Hey, I know Shador Sanders has the swag, but I would say Cam Ward is the most quarterback ready for the NFL. Just saying.
Okay.
He's been able to play at different levels, especially he played in the FCS. He played at Washington State. He played at Miami. He knows different systems, and also he's able to recognize different defenses. I know he didn't have the best bowl game in December, but if you want a good quarterback that's is ready to go out there and play, and you're going to trust the offense with, I would go with Cam Ward. No offense to Shador Sanders, but Shador is a little bit green. He's a little bit green. He's never really had to do a pro-style set of offense. I don't think I've ever seen Shador Sanders actually huddle up an offense and say spider wide to banana kind of thing. But you get the point. This is going to be very interesting to see which team will take a chance on Shador Sanders. Just saying.
But, I mean, you made a great point. I do feel that Shador Sanders has more poise than Cam. I do feel that Shador Sanders came from a backing that understands the game of football better. Think about it. He came up with the best defensive back in the world ever. And for him to be playing quarterback, and remember, he didn't start as a quarterback, right? Didn't he play receiver and some other positions or something like that?
He also played baseball.
Baseball.
I think he did.
Yeah,
I think he did when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And that's when it
So,
changed up.
yeah, think about it. Like
Right.
you got you got cats like that your daddy, you grew up watching your daddy do all of these fanatical things and seeing him work with other players. And you know, you can hear it when you're a son or you're around the game, you can hear certain things as you're a player. Shador is definitely a better athlete, I feel. He's more flexible, I feel, than Cam Ward. Cam Ward has the best arm that I've seen in a very long time. He's a little stiff in the hips, but he's also strong. That's something that Shador Sanders is not. Shador Sanders is not that strong. He's flexible. He slithers. He can scramble. He can create plays, but he's not that strong. But if you want to compare apples with apples, they're the same to me, to be honest with you. I think they're the same. I think they just have different dynamics. They have different dynamics to them. Like I said, one is more swaggier because he's always on TV and he's all of that. But if you take away the TV, they're the same.
And especially you take a look at this, especially you see Shador is able to run out of situations. How many quarterbacks do we see in the NFL that can run out of situations? Lamar is one.
Lamar.
And probably Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. How about our boy at Buffalo?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Oh,
we can't forget about Josh Allen.
Right.
I mean, there's a couple. Geno Smith. I mean, Geno can move a little bit, but that's only 4 teams out of what, 32?
Well, you still got Hurts and Mahomes. You can't leave those.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Well, Mahomes, they're in a whole different elite bracket though. Like they're actually, you know. But yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But again, what programs, but what organizations or clubs will these young men end up at? I can see a Bears. I can see I know it's horrible. The teams that I know, that these young men may end up, it's going to be horrific. But that's how it works in the NFL, right? That's so bad. How do y'all feel while we're on this subject? And I know we want to get some more of our viewers to comment, but how did everyone feel about the draft process? The lowest teams always get the first picks. That's horrible. Like, what do y'all think about that?
Go ahead, Billy, on this one.
Man, the lowest teams, that in a sense they trying to keep a balance by doing that, because you figure if you have the two Super Bowl participants, if they always coming in getting the first two picks, all they doing is just stacking what they already have.
Mm-hmm.
So by going with the lower teams, they trying to give them the opportunity to fill the spots where they're weak at, to put them in a position to be competitive against the higher teams that's been, winning their divisions, going to the Super Bowl playoffs, year in and year out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at it. Look at the change Detroit had in the last 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Detroit was at the bottom. When Barry was there, they were at the bottom. If Barry would have played for any other team with the offensive line that other teams had, Barry 2,500 easy.
Right.
2,500.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's where I see it's at. And that's the way they're going to try to keep it. They don't want any team to have the advantage over another. Same thing when New England came on the scene. New England wasn't the best either. But then they started building. They exactly. They had Bledsoe to start off with. Brady took over, and then it was a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Denver.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
boy from Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
Davis.
Yep.
Sixth round draft pick out of Georgia.
Yep. Special
Goes
teams
down on a kickoff and lays somebody out. Somebody goes down and running back. He's in. The rest is history.
Rest is history.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter where you actually picked. It really doesn't. Because we had guys that were picked 1, 2, or 3 and were busts.
Yeah.
We don't have to mention
the situation too, Billy. I think you're spot on. Like, I can't even argue that because you're spot on. I think it has to do with the situation. Cause I'll be honest, when I got into Buffalo, I felt like a scrub because, like, why am I doing in Buffalo? Like, I just got through breaking records, and why am I in Buffalo? This doesn't even fit my playing style. So y'all got to think about too, like, a lot of teams draft players just because they're on that next, the next pick or whatever it may be. It may benefit the club 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, but it really hurts the players. Some players end up in just the wrong spots and it ends their career. I can honestly say, that's just what happens. I mean,
Right. Some players get drafted to be used as leverage for trades.
Exactly.
That's another philosophy these guys use.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go and say, "Oh, let's go on and pick this guy. Somebody's gonna want him sooner or later."
Right.
Let's go on and get him in. Let's go on and get him in our camp, so that way we can really get who we want later on down the line. Because we can't do it right now because of our position.
Right. Right.
And you brought up a good.
Go ahead, Welch. No,
the thing is, you brought up a good point there, Billy, about how we've seen busts. I think the Browns want to go back in the time machine to reinvent not getting Johnny Manziel back in 2014.
Man. Right.
But you get the players, especially like the teams that want to get the number 1 overall pick, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th pick overall. Those are teams that do not have the structure in the front office to have a winning football team, or a coaching staff that just does not know what they're going to do. And having that's kind of a Hail Mary to try to save an organization. Especially, we're going to see in this draft, are the Giants really going to get Shadur Sanders? Are they going to push all the chips to the in front of the table? If we're going to get Shadur Sanders, then let's do it. But you see teams that are low on the totem pole of the NFL, they want to make that big splash, but it looks like a ripple when it comes to the season in September.
Right. The ripple is Jacksonville. This is what I don't get. Like, you have big markets, like, for instance, we'll talk about San Diego Chargers, right? the San Diego Chargers had one of the best markets there was, like having, Mexico, San Diego, Carson area, lower Los Angeles, San Diego County. I mean, you go on and on
West
and
County,
on.
all
Like,
that. Yep.
come on, East County, North County. You have the biggest support. And then just because you can't build the stadium, right, you leave. And that put a big hurt on a lot of jobs in San Diego. There were people who were depending on, working at the stadium. And then boom, next thing you know, they're in LA. They're sharing a stadium with multiple teams. That's crazy. Then you can go all the way down to the Las Vegas Raiders, right? The Oakland Raiders. They were in a Coliseum. Yeah, it was older. They could have did some remodeling. But those fans out there was going crazy over the Oakland Raiders, and that hurt the economy as well. You know what I mean? So I can understand what we're all talking about, but there are certain politics and policies and moves that nobody knows about that happens, at a card game or a poker game between, owners and things of that nature. So it's deeper. It's deeper than what we think, right? I don't know. I just, from the outside looking in now, I just feel like those picks we're talking about, to all the viewers, thank you for joining. We're talking about right now the draft picks on who do you think is better, Cam Ward from University of Miami or Shedeur Sanders from the University of Colorado. And that's what we're talking about right now. We're going to migrate, but that's the discussion. So if you want to comment, leave some comments so we can, give you some feedback and listen to your expertise as well. Because I do feel that this draft is going to be weird. It's going to be a weird draft.
And we haven't even talked about where's Travis Hunter going to go. Where's he going to go? That's the question. And also, will he be a DB or a wide receiver? There's so many unanswered questions.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is right now, who wants to make an impact in the draft? And I believe the Raiders want to make the biggest impact. I'm just saying, you get Geno Smith from the Seahawks, building that roadmap to get the job done. I know we're going to talk about free agency in a little bit later, but Pete Carroll is a smart man in Vegas. He knows what to do. Especially, you get yourself a roadmap. What do you need? What do the Raiders need? A quarterback. They got their quarterback. Now you have to put weapons. Do you get Ashton Genty? Do you get a wide receiver? Do you get an offensive lineman to protect Geno Smith that can make yourself a good run in a very competitive AFC West that, oh, by the way, has the runners-up of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, just to name a few.
Bingo. You just hit it. Bingo. You need to we're talking about the Raiders, folks. If you are a Raiders fan, you need to start thinking about those folks, those gentlemen, those ballers that Brian just mentioned. You're talking about Patrick Mahomes. You're talking about all of these Bo Nix. Bro, like, forget the quarterback and you need a defensive line.
You got to start from the trenches.
You got to start from the trenches, because if you don't,
come on,
you ain't gonna last. Denver is a sneaker. Denver is the one that you need to watch right now. I'm telling everybody, they thinking it's a joke. Broncos is the one you got to watch, not Dallas Cowboys, DR, because I don't care who they get. He can't talk, so look, he had to get off the screen.
Dallas who?
Dallas what? Man, look.
You talking about SMU, right?
Oh, here we go.
You mean TCU, right? Right, Billy? Right?
That's where we going now?
Here we go.
That's how you feeling? Okay, I got something for you.
Oh, here we go. There they go.
Oh,
hey, look,
my word.
I don't know. Hey, look, as we wait for Billy, all right, Dallas Cowboys, while we're on the issue of quarterbacks, now, it sounds weird, folks, but you have to understand how the NFL works. The trades that happens the day before when nobody is watching, that day of the draft, there are teams that can trade 4 or 5, teams up, players up to get the people they want. It's just a lot of owners, they don't want to pay that money. But I'm telling you, there's some back deals. I think Shador may end up with as a Raider. I know Geno Smith just got, traded and things of that nature. But that family has been visiting with the, Raiders organization for a while now. My uncle keeps up with the Raiders all the time. But I'm telling you, something is fishy, not fishy, but something is like, what is he wearing now? Oh, he got the Raiders jersey.
The snake, baby.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
The snake, baby.
Wow. Yeah, y'all going at it. Y'all going at it. Oh, hey, look. See,
I'm sorry, D-Hard. If you were
come
smart, you
on,
would have put on a
D-Hard.
callback jersey.
You gotta get your mic right, man. You got a beautiful background. Our
Yes,
viewers
sir.
are used to you going crazy, and we can't even get you to back up just like a Dallas fan.
He
Mute.
just messed up his background with that jersey.
There it is. Mute.
Hey. Hey, my ensemble match no matter what I put on, baby.
Hey, D-Hard, man, we're going to have to get you right. We're going to have to go to a quick commercial, though. We're going to go to a quick commercial, and we're going to come back and talk about some Bulldog football. We have to. It's just in our blood and nature. And then we're going to come back and talk some more when we get back from commercial. But D-Hard, it give you time to work on your mic there, because I know the viewers want to hear you talk, man. They love to hear D-Hard talk. We'll be right back.
There's too many guys here that should have been recruited and weren't. I want every one of you to get a chance to go to college and get a chance to play the great game of college football.
We'll have 50-plus colleges from all over the country that want to get good football players, and that's where you come in.
They're coming out and they're looking for talent. Today is about showing up and showing out. Today is about opportunity for you guys. Use that second chance to your best of your ability.
This is your chance to sell yourself so you never look back and say, I never had a shot.
We really look for who wants to compete, who's going with high effort, who's competitive.
The opportunity was there, so, took full advantage of it, and we're so grateful that we got to come out here and compete.
1 in 3 of you will get a scholarship, and that scholarship could very well change your life. You showing these coaches you mean business? Go in, sell yourself, tell them why they should sign you to go play football at their fine university.
All right. We are back. D Harv, are you back or what? Are you can we hear you? Oh, man.
Sound like he's in a well.
Man, come on, D Harv. Man, we got
Cowboys wishing well.
Man, come out that shell y'all Dallas fans be in, man, when it comes to facing talent. Right. All right, we're gonna change the segment. We're going to come back with Coach Billy and Coach D. Harv. We're bringing in Bryan Welch, myself. We're going to talk some Fresno State football, and we're going to bring them back in about 5 minutes. And hopefully we get in touch with Coach Dunn. He's supposed to be on tonight. We cannot wait to hear what's going on at the Hive, because it's just going down. That's one of the best places to be. So we'll be right back with you two in a minute. And Bryan Welch.
Yes, sir.
Bulldog football, man. Let's go.
All right. Hey, spring football is here. A couple of practices are already in, and a lot of notable names, especially going into this one, especially Bryson Donaldson has been standing out in spring practice. Also, EJ Warner wearing a special new number that he's wearing at number 8 actually. Wearing number 8, very interesting right there, especially Joshua Woods looking good. Mandel's looking good. This is going to be a very interesting quarterback battle as we get through the spring practices, then we get into fall practices. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. Spring preview for Fresno State will be on April 5th. That will be a lot of fun at Valley Children's Stadium. And it's just, it feels right that we're doing spring ball because it's a little bit earlier because of the week 0 game in Kansas in August. But there's a lot of great things going on right now in Fresno.
A lot of great things. I've been keeping up like crazy. This is probably the most I've kept up my whole just career away from Fresno State because it's such an exciting time. There's so much moving parts. I mean, the fans are really excited. And that quarterback battle, man, I think, I don't know if it's a battle or it's just a media battle or whatever, but we don't know what goes on inside the meeting rooms or the private practices. But I can say that room to me is I feel comfortable with that room. I think we're doing a great job moving forward, getting ready for the post-Keene movement, and seeing, what we can do moving forward in that position.
Yeah, for me, it was really impressive on day 1 that Coach Matt Entz lost his voice at practice. He's into it. We knew he was into it when he got the job, but he's into it. He's yelling. He's getting everybody fired up. And you know what? You have J.D. Williams, you have John Baxter, you have a couple of guys, especially you bring a lot of Midwest coaches into the San Joaquin Valley. You want to produce good offensive linemen, which Matt Entz did really well at North Dakota. Yeah. But also this offensive system that Matt Entz is bringing to Fresno is run dominant, especially I can see Bryson Donaldson licking his chops, but also it's kind of a tight end offense as well. And that will definitely improve the tight ends. We have not had a tight end that has done great things since 2018. I forgot his name, but really good tight end. We have not had a tight end that's been a focal point in the offense. If Matt Entz and this coaching staff can get a good tight end going, I don't see in the Mountain West, Dwayne, a tight end that's used as much as we've seen in the past. Hopefully Fresno State will use that tight end a lot more in this upcoming season.
Well, we're talking about a pro-style type, ace-type offense. This is a Fresno State prototypical offense. This is what I ran at Fresno State, man. We had the David Carrs and the Bernard Berriens and guys before, even David Dunn. I mean, we're talking about the offenses that dominated the WAC and obviously the Mountain West when we started to go to a really spread type offense and being more of a air raided / a West Coast / whatever that was, run and shoot. But I'm telling you, with the tight end, it adds a whole different dynamic to an offense. The best thing Fresno State can do right now is be hard-nosed, aggressive, with fanatical effort. That's Fresno State. That's a Pat Hill quote, right there I had to use.
How about this? Last season, Fresno State struggled with the time of possession.
Yes.
They struggled with the time of possession because how the offense was last season. But if you're able to run the football and be kind of like an Air Force style offense, not like the triple option, but how they're able to boa constrict the time of possession and keep the ball away from teams that can score pretty fast.
Right.
Chance for your defensively, for your team to be on the sidelines, resting, not being out on the field. But also, I forgot about talking about this. Josiah Freeman is back.
Yeah. Yes.
Great wide receiver for the Bulldogs. Had a really good start to the season, kind of struggled at the end. I expect big things from him this season, especially if you're able to use this offense not only with the tight ends, but with the wide receivers. I think, no pun intended, I think Josiah Freeman is going to be that top dog in that wide receiving room when it comes to August.
I believe so. Again, from the running backs, and I seen they brought in a couple of old linemen. The Bulldogs are doing all the right things, and Coach Entz is doing all the right things with the coaching staff at this time, all right, to be successful at this time. Like he said, this is right. This everyone has, shorts on and things of that nature. And it's not like a full throttle type practice just yet or full throttle type mentality. It's more of the mental, getting used to him, getting used to the staff, learning the new offense and defense and the schematics and special teams. But I cannot wait to the spring game. I cannot wait to see who really is going to stick out. Again, I feel like there are some younger generation Bulldogs that's kind of set behind some of the juniors and seniors that's going to step up to the plate, only because they have something more to prove as a new coaching staff, right? And I do believe that more of our Valley kids that's in Fresno areas, right, will be able to see that the era of playing hard-nosed football is back, and it takes a tough player, you know what I mean, that's rocked and ready to go to be a part of the Bulldog glory once again.
And especially you talked about recruits. There's a lot of recruits at one practice last week, especially some players from Turlock High School were in attendance for that practice. But for me, one of the people that I want to watch out for this season, the guy who struggled last season, he could not get his footing, is Corey Foreman, defensive lineman, guy that I really believe he's going to, if Fresno State wants to get a Mountain West Conference championship and possibly a college football playoff berth, you have to get Corey Foreman going defensively. Corey Foreman did not look like himself last season. I know he's a transfer from USC, but he has 1 year under his belt, and I expect big things from Corey, especially the spring and also when we get into fall practice in July and August.
Well, of course. I mean, we're talking about the gentleman from USC, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The guy, the first 5-star recruits ever come to Fresno State.
And I think that's awesome. I think that's phenomenal. I think when he came down a level, and I can openly say this because I was at Washington State before Fresno State. I was in JUCO, right? Sometimes as a player, when you're at a certain level and it's so big of intensity and there's so much going on and you step down a little notch, you have to adjust to it, right? Like there's an adjustment. That young man is a baller. I watched him. Yes, he's the first 5-star recruit, but also we have recruits like Clifton Smith, people like that. They came through that were phenomenal as well. I think that he's going to be a player that's going to be a leader. And from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, I think he's a player that understands that he must make he has to make some noise, point blank, right? You got to make some noise. You got to come in ready to go. And I know there's a lot of other entities that's going to factor into it. Let's talk about the fans a little bit. We had a guest, Justin Watson, and we were on with a gentleman from Boise last weekend, and they were talking about the camaraderie and just the rivalness of and the wars between Boise and Fresno State. But there are some similarities, right? They were just talking about that, but the similarities that they're talking about are just being cool as a fan. We're talking about going back old school where Boise is our enemy for the week. Like, that's what we want, right? Like, we don't want to be friends like that. Like, don't get it twisted. But what they were talking about is pushing the fan base. And I think that's something that on this show we were going to continue to do and help out to do with our fan base and Fresno State football and whatever sport there is. We're just trying to bring it back to where people will support the university and sports and, just try to get it close to how it used to be.
And especially you talk about community engagement, especially with the football team, getting yourself out in the community, especially Matt Entz and his wife have been going to baseball games and softball games. They're there. They're visible. The question is, you gotta get the football players out, especially when you get after spring ball. You get them out there. You get them to pass their classes. But hey, put the Fresno State red polo on. Go out there, shake some hands, sign some autographs, and give away some like 4 or 5 years ago. Fresno State ran with the Pride of the Valley yard signs.
Mm-hmm.
Red signs said Pride of the Valley, and they were giving them out the different farmers markets, especially in Clovis, Hanford, different parts of the valley. Okay, we talk about painting the valley red. We got to cover the whole entire valley with talking to our fans.
Yes.
Be able to say, hey, come to Valley Children's Stadium on Labor Day to welcome in Georgia Southern with our Red Wave hospitality. And let's get the win. Let's go. Hey, we've been able to sell out. We've had the highest attendance rating of any group of 5 for the last couple of years now. I think Fresno State can be able to have their 3rd year of having the highest attendance rating of a group of 5. And it all starts with being involved in the community, especially probably take a page out of Justin Burness' playbook at Kalinga College, especially right now with a lot of the players doing a lot of events in Kalinga. But Matt Entz can probably copy that same thing, get people involved, community involvement, have fun, be able to get hey, spread the word. Hey, we're new. Hey, I'm a new man. Probably say I'm a new guy, but I want to learn what the Valley is, and I think he knows what the Valley is. Just got to get people involved in this community.
Yeah, I think the community is behind the movement. They just want to see, right? We're Fresno is a blue collar town / big city, and people want to just see the work done. The work has been proven. We talk about the history of Fresno State and the old Bulldog Stadium, and when I was there, and this is a vintage Fresno State little jacket here, but when I was at Fresno State, even before me, our locker rooms, we didn't even have the Duncan building, the new Duncan building, whatever it's called now. That wasn't there. It was just getting built my sophomore year under Pat Hill, the most dedicated coach who raised the most money in the Valley, built all of that, and the players and the coaches that came during my time there from 2000, I would say from 98 all the way to 2008. That's when, 2007, before the draft, we all got drafted. That's when it was up. We had a chance to enjoy it our last year, my junior year, right? My senior year, junior year, we had a chance to enjoy it. And it was because of, people that came before us, right? And the great players and the great red wave. That red wave is still around. The thing is, what is going to ignite that red wave? What can we do as ex-players, right? You as a student, as a Bulldog, what can we do? Coach Dunn, right? He played there. Like, what can we do to bring that red wave, that Valley V, that, it means a lot. It means a lot, and people across the nation know what it means. But yeah, we can go on and on about it. But hey, on a good note, I heard that Delano ran a 4.36. Is that true?
That's right. Really impressive day at Valley Children's Stadium, especially it was pro day at Valley Children's Stadium. Mac Delano looked really strong. And especially, I talked about this a little bit earlier, like a couple weeks ago, talking about how he's a Swiss Army knife. You can put him anywhere, he can excel. And he excelled in the 40 time. Really impressive performance. You talked about that 4.36, but also he was able to. There was on the passing drills. I was talking about this a little bit earlier with my friends. There was a deep ball that was thrown to him on the north end side of the stadium. He caught it. He had so much speed. He ran up the hill on the north end side of the stadium. He had that much speed. He was after his brother, Frank Delano, a media personality in the Fresno area. He was there supporting his brother, his family, the big cheering section. Mac Delano is going to do some great things, but also Cam Lockridge stood out. Cam Lockridge, we have not seen much of Cam in that end of the season, but Cam looked really strong, and he, especially when he was talking with the media today, he was grateful to be at this situation. Especially, this was kind of weird, Dwayne. This was today. It was raining. It was pouring. It was not your usual pro day atmosphere. So what they did was they put a huge tent to run the 40. So so they had, so it was not, you weren't going to slip and slide. They had the tent, and it was very interesting to watch. Hopefully I think there's going to be a couple of players that if they don't get drafted, they'll be signed after the draft on a free agency contract. I think there's some good special players there. Dean Clark looked really strong, just to name a few. It'll be very interesting to see what they'll do when it comes to draft day. Because it was interesting when Dean Clark was talking to the media today. He was talking about him and Mac Delano training in Florida.
Yeah,
that was very impressive.
That's where I trained. I trained in at Miami. So right when I left Fresno State, I flew down to Miami. I had a nice condo on the beach, and then after that, I flew to Hollywood. That was probably one of the worst things to do, but trained at API, the Athletic Performance Institute. Myself, Marshawn Lynch, Adrian Peterson, and Mr. Hunt, Michael Hunt. And, we were the top draft picks that year, running backs. But, I mean, these guys, they work hard to try to put their families in, in different situations. I will say that they have a better opportunity nowadays because you have the USFL. You have all these different avenues that our Bulldogs and other student athletes will be able to take now. So it ain't all about the NFL. We got the CFL. I mean, there's great opportunities for these young men. So I look forward to all of them, nothing but the best. I'm going to be rooting for every single one of them. And, hopefully some of them can come down to my training facility down in Vista and we can train in the off season.
Of course, and especially you brought up a good point. I can see Magdalena in Calgary. I'm just saying that because that's an offense that suits him. That's a very passer oriented offense in that league. You could definitely see him in the CFL. That would be pretty cool.
Go get that money. Go get that money anywhere you want. Go get that money, regardless. Hey, NFL don't want to draft you. Go be the first couple of picks in CFL and make that money, and then you get in the NFL later and demand money, or just go to USFL and make all the money there and have a business on the side. Like there's all types of opportunities. Young aspiring athletes, think about them and take them.
Of course, big time. So that was a lot of fun being at Pro Day. Hopefully we get to see a couple of players get drafted, and I think it was my first Pro Day experience. That was very fun. Do you remember your Pro Day, Dwayne, or no?
I do. I was in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
the only thing I had to run is the 40. Like I didn't have to do anything else but run the 40. And my agent was like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Man, let me get this big 240-pound body going." But I ran a 4.56 in Indianapolis, and then my second time I ran a 4.63. So being a 230 plus running back, I was cool with that. But I did have a pro day at Fresno State. I didn't do anything. I was just there for the media and support of my teammates. And then, I just waited for the draft, and good things happen. But, every player don't have that opportunity, so you got to keep working and keep grinding. But I do think nowadays, again, there's an opportunity for everybody and for the young athletes too. I know you don't hear this a lot, but even coaching, like start the ball out, but start to plan like your career as you play. Like if you want to be a coach, like really start to think about those things and utilize those funds a little bit. I wish I had the sense to do all that. I had to wait till I was older. But if you start to work on your career now, there's going to be some great things that happen. But I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm just so excited about Bulldog football and where it could be. And, again, we talk about Michael Stovall, man. We appreciate you working so hard and trying to get everybody back together, and Dante Marsh for always sharing, and all the great, people within the community to build it up. I think we're going to bring our co-host back in because hopefully.
Check, mic check.
There he is.
He's back.
There he is.
What? I'm back.
Hey.
What y'all done to my mic?
I didn't do anything.
No, man.
I think it was Billy, man. I think once.
You know why? You know why? You're not like us. You're not like us.
I bet you would cut my cable.
Oh
man, viewers, we got these fellas. They had their regular clothes on, and then they went to go grab their team jerseys. Normally we have a segment. They go back and forth and talk, to each other. So we always give them the end of the show to do what they need to do. So go ahead, fellas, have at it. We know who the best is.
Hey, do we play this coming season?
Uh-oh. Where'd he go?
I haven't seen the schedule yet, so I don't know. But,
no, I don't know either, man. I ain't even paid attention to it.
Okay.
I haven't even paid attention to it, though. But the thing about it, as people can see, regardless of what our team does, we ride with them. Win or lose, we ride with them.
Dead right. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And Dwayne, and Dwayne mentioned earlier about, the going from Oakland to LA, back to Oakland and to Vegas. Oh, man, when they said Vegas, all we said down here in San Diego was road trip. You know what I'm saying? So, see, the thing, real fans follow the team. They don't follow the city.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You go with the team.
Facts.
Not too many teams that made moves changed their identity.
Yeah.
I only know of two right offhand. The Colts, when they moved to Baltimore, became the Ravens. And then the Houston Oilers, when they moved to Tennessee, became the Titans.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When the Rams went to St. Louis, they stayed the Rams. You know what
I
I'm
wish
saying?
Dallas
Cardinals.
would move somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Because Cardinals were in St. Louis, but they end up down in Arizona. They stayed the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe our
You know?
luck will change.
So,
well,
Dallas,
Dallas,
we're one of the few teams. We're one of the few teams that still has our original colors, though.
that is
We
true.
might have added
Y'all
to
did
it.
not change.
No, we brought in the icy whites, but we still have our our regular black and silver.
But you know what? Dallas needs to move to New Mexico. It needs to be New Mexico Cowboys.
Hey,
El
move to
Paso.
Wyoming. I don't give a dang. Move somewhere
He
different.
said Wyoming
He said
Cowboys.
Wyoming. Oh, they Cowboys. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Just get us out of
Wyoming.
Dallas.
North and South Dakota.
Mount Rushmore Cowboys.
The Sioux Falls Cowboys. Yeah.
I don't care. Just move somewhere.
Vermont.
Right.
I'm still gonna ride with you.
Come on, baby. That's the
Man.
Exactly. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
Yes. Well, we thank you to all the fans who are always watching, and everyone who subscribe to our channel, and also the new viewers. We thank you, and all the viewers that just out there on all platforms. We always give you a listing of all of our numbers, but we're below 500 tonight. It is okay. We're normally above 500. We're normally in the 600s, but it's all right because we do this every Thursday, regardless, at 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 Eastern time. But we do have exclusive shows that we do. I believe next week we'll have Robbie Rouse. He'll be on next week, and he'll be talking his new gig. And you know, he's a San Diego boy and grew up in Skyline and all that good stuff. So we'll bring him on. And I know Coach Dunn is traveling, so I seen someone pop up. I don't know if that was him, but we'll also see if we can get a double show of having Coach Dunn and Robbie on the same show. And then we got a surprise guest that's going to be coming on our 30th, and that's the the preliminary show. We said we're going to bring back every single guest on our 30th episode, and we're trying to break records on that episode. So hopefully we can get up to 1,000 to 1,500 viewers, which I believe we will. The special guest we have coming on is going to be somebody that you probably ain't heard a couple years, but he's a guru. I'll tell you later as we go. But this gentleman is going to definitely shut down the internet, but it's going to be really good. Anything, fellas, before we sign out tonight? We got about 3 minutes before we sign out.
Steph Curry just hit 4,000 3-pointers.
Yes.
Whoa.
Big time.
Man. We were just talking about he can play anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Man, hey, when he's like 6 years old, he's gonna be playing for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. I pay much money to go see that.
Hey, look, this dude. Yeah, that's funny. LeBron, they all gonna be the Harlem Globetrotters.
Did y'all see that girl last week? Went down court and slid, and she double dribbled.
Yeah.
The refs gave it to her.
Yeah, that's legal. She was good back on the ball.
Yeah, she caught it with 2 hands though before she came back up. So she stopped the dribble.
But she was bouncing it though.
But if you pay real close attention, you can see her clutch it against her chest.
Yeah, she did.
Before she put it back on the ground.
She did it like this. Yeah. I'm a referee,
you know what I'm saying? It's like she slid and all of a sudden just real quick.
Hey, but look, she might have double dribbled, but they had to let that go. That was an amazing play.
It was so cool they counted it.
They said, you know what?
It looked like she was bringing back the N1 mixtape.
So yeah, shout out to her.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we need to get her on the show. Hey, I think we have another guest too. Oh, go ahead, Welch.
How about this? Hey, college basketball is going on right now. Conference championships brackets are going to be out on Sunday night. Are we going to do a strip-on game?
Come on now. You know we're going to do it.
Of course.
Because everybody's going to depend on us when it comes to their brackets. Yo, we got some brackets for y'all. Y'all better tune in. Y'all might win something. Y'all might win some biscuits from Popeyes.
Hey, no doubt. I got to go with South Carolina for the women, though.
Okay.
I
I'm
know.
sticking with South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don Staley. I'm gonna
I
stay
think I'm
with.
gonna
I'm
go.
gonna
I
stay
think
with
I'm gonna go
Don.
with South Carolina too for the women. I have to. I can't. They just. Yeah,
Yo,
but
It's gonna be South Carolina and UConn probably.
woo! UConn's back.
but hold on though. Ain't San Diego State? Didn't they make the bracket?
Yes, they beat UNLV.
They beat yes.
The class of the Mountain
Wow.
West, and they found a way to beat Wyoming and San Diego State.
So
Right
we
up in
can't
there.
count
Here
them.
we go
We
again.
can't count them out because y'all know how it works. Y'all know how it works with them. They are like a Cinderella like
Man,
squad. Like every year,
come
it's so
on,
weird how
man.
this happens.
That
Hey
part.
y'all. Hey, before we get off, we got a heart. We never get a heart on our show. Somebody put a heart
Well, thank you.
What?
Thank
on our
you.
Oh,
show.
thank you,
We
thank you,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
love
it.
you back.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
We love you back.
Yeah, we
Yes,
got a
sir.
heart. So that we
Right
must
back
be
at
doing
you.
something right. We got a heart this week. All
Oh
right.
man, that's
That's
love
right
right
on.
Man,
there.
that's
Hey,
love
No
right
doubt.
there.
they
Hey,
showing
remember,
love to me because they finally get to hear me tonight.
well, don't forget, viewers, we are rolling our analytics, okay? It's very important that we get this show to move to our next step. We want someone to catch us on the network. Somebody will catch us because this is how it is. This is the new TV. This is how it works. But
Real.
we are trying to get to 2,000 viewers. So help share the message and what we do. It's a lovable, fun show. We always come back, to our senses after our crazy hour and 10 minutes every week. But we do have some of the guests that normal people can't get on their show. So you might want to tune in to our show a lot more because you ain't going to catch them on, let's stay on ESPN getting a big fat check. So
Come
it's
on,
real
man.
exclusive.
Right.
Or hey, get to see the Mighty Mouse next week. Just saying, Ronnie
Oh,
Rouse, Mighty Mouse. That's right.
there we go. See, y'all got to stay tuned. These are folks
Ooh.
that ain't nobody going to be on nobody else's show but ours, and we're exclusive with it. So hey, we'll catch y'all
Right.
next Thursday. Make sure you tune in. Stay tuned to what we're doing. This is all love, all support. And, Welch, D-Harv, Battle, and myself, we thank y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.